All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? I'm hoping that you feel well, you're doing well. Listen, it is a great Saturday. I have no idea. Yes, we had an ice storm in Buffalo. We had a lot of stuff going on. But listen to me. It's a great Saturday because it's another day to be alive. And I'm excited that I'm alive and I'm excited that you're alive. So welcome to Speak Out Loud radio show on Fire 716 radio. Let me say that again with a little bit more enthusiasm. Fire 716 radio. Listen, I'm so glad to be with you all. And why do I give off this energy? It's because I want to help your family be better. I want to help you be better. And that is what my purpose is, to make others around me better with information, using my voice as a tool to make you and yours better, the better version of yourself. Listen, do me a favor, share this on your live, and please download the Fire 716 app. Let somebody know I am on. The show is on. It's Fire already. Download it at the App Store or on Android. Listen, if you don't know who I am, my name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. I am an empowerment speaker. I am a board certified Christian counselor, but I'm also a family restoration specialist, which means I help rebuild or build to grow your family dynamic. And today, we're going to be talking about family focus. That is the topic for today. Family focused. So again, I need you guys to share this with someone. It's going to be great. All my social media, listen, it is all about your family today, being focused on your family. So let's get into this conversation. And I want to pose a question to you. How focused is your family? Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. How focused is your family? What are you doing weekly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly to ensure that your family is focused on your family goals? Well, let me ask you this, and I know I'm throwing a lot at you. What are your family goals? I want you to just think about that for a moment, because some have, right? And I'm not picking on anybody, but some have goals, some don't. Some are just trying to make it, and some of your families are just thriving in areas. But I want to help everybody's family as possible. So again, everybody has their own individual goals, but that individual goal has to be able to be put together in the family dynamic, because even though you're an individual, you have your goal. What is the family's overall goal, right? Just to name a few, just to give you an example, right? Are you guys focused on health and wellness, education, or are you just surviving, or just trying to make it, or are you thriving? What is your goal? What is your 6-month goal? What is your 3-month goal for your family? What are you guys working toward? Because it just can't be going to school, going to work, and coming home. In your home, what are you looking for your child or children to do, or to accomplish? And within themselves, what are you looking for your spouse to do within her or his self? You got to have these goals, because how you're going to be able to thrive in your family. This is important because this is the development of your family dynamic, and not only just your family dynamic, for your family dynamic to flourish in the future, right? So is some of your goals, are they financially, emotionally, relationally, good relationships, spiritually? You got to think about that for a moment. You have to think about that for a moment. What are your goals? I'll be honest. How I grew up, if I could be transparent, is to be a nice person, to attend church, to love one another in my immediate family, enjoy one another. Now I understand what it meant to make memories. That's what we were all about, in helping one another, not just us, but helping others outside of our home, because that's what we did. We served in our church, but we served in our community, and we served other families. That's what we did. And I never understood that was a goal of ours, because it's just something that I was just used to, right? Everybody's not accustomed to those things that I grew up with, right? So now I have implemented those in my own household. There were certain things that my father did purposely so that I could learn. Now there would be times, because he's from Alabama. Shout out to Alabama. That he would, you know, he loved crops, so he wanted to plant. I'm a city boy. We live in a city. I've never been on a farm. Never thought about working on the farm whatsoever. So there were certain things that he wanted, and outside in the house, outside of the house, in the garden, and during things that he wanted in the home. He wanted to look at the news, because the newspaper, or watch the news, or be involved in news, or attend church. And I'm not going to lie, we attend church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Saturday. Believe it or not, we were there. And you might say that's a lot, and sometimes it was quite a bit. I won't lie, but it has molded me to be who I am, because I'm more understanding of people. I have a spirit of patience and more gratitude, and knowing how to deal with people's situations, because my parents, even my sister, they were so open-hearted to so many people. So we didn't know we were. Well, I didn't know we were leaders. I'll be honest. When I was younger, I just knew we were good people, and we love people. We love God. But I didn't really recognize that a lot of the things that we did were goals. So now I started to implement those things in my own family, right? Starting off with like finances, financial goals for the family. What are some of your financial goals? Are you guys working toward being financially set, or I'll use the word comfortable? Do you have any college money put to the side? Do you have you put money aside for emergencies, outings with the family, outings with your spouse, vacations, investments, bonds, even life insurance? And why am I bringing all this up? Because we got to start taking care of our family holistically, and we got to start thinking about our finances. in a different way. It's great to look good. It's great to dress well. But if your family is going to flop because of the finances that you're spending, and they're not going to be able to flourish because of the finances that you're taking out of the house, that's not a goal. That's a deficit. You're not adding, you're taking away. And again, I'm not pinpointing anyone. I'm telling you, it's just to be family focused. It takes a lot. It takes a whole lot of, not from you, of you. It takes a lot of you to look at your finances, to sit down, to budget. I'm telling you, I wasn't the best budgeter, y'all. I'm telling you, I was not the best budgeter whatsoever. I was saying we got to spend it. Not in every situation, but mostly, you know. But I started to learn, if I want my family's goals to be reached with a certain number, I had to make some sacrifices in my own life. I had to look at things financially in a different way, because I didn't want to just have all this stuff and we have nothing to show for it. So I'm encouraging you, take time to sit down with your spouse, your children, and say, hey, this is where we're trying to go. This is the area that we're trying to be at. And I want everybody to understand where we're going. I'm not saying you got to tell them every bit and piece, but let them know, because it's a family affair, family focused. Okay. Another thing is emotionally. How well is your family functioning in conversations? Mind you, healthy conversations. How healthy are they? How are you having healthy disagreements? That's a huge one. A lot of families are not in place to have healthy disagreements. I'll say it again, healthy disagreements, not healthy agreements. That's great. I said healthy disagreements, that you don't agree with me, I don't agree with you, but even though I don't agree, I respect you. Even though I don't agree, I love you enough to say, this is how I feel, that's how you feel. Let's try to find the middle. If we can't do it at this particular time, we'll come back to that. But I don't want to lose you as a sibling in our relationship. I don't want our marriage to be tainted because we are allowing this unhealthy moment, this disagreement, this dialogue to pull us away from each other. That's not healthy, and that's not needed, especially in these days and times. We need the family, however your family looks, we need the family to stick and stay together. I'll say it again, we need our families to stick closer and stay closer together. Our young people, our teens need that. They need that, especially building each other up. My goodness, building one another up and not tearing each other down. I'll say it again. We have to emotionally build one another up, each other up, and not tear each other down. How well is your family thriving in this area, or do you have a lack? You got to be able to recognize that. Another thing is relationally. How much time are y'all spending, not just talking, but doing activities? How much time are you putting in communicating with your family? How much understanding are you displaying? How much wisdom are you sharing? How much respect do you have for one another? Because respect goes so far as you allow it. I'll say it again. My goodness, I know this is heavy. Respect goes as long as and how far, but it's up to you. It's all conditioned on you. The family. Who's setting that tone relationally? Who's setting that tone conversationally? Who's setting that tone Because your relationships, if your relationships are off in your family and you guys are not focused like you should be on respecting and honoring and admiring one another and enjoying one another's presence, then it can be very tough for them to be able to develop that in school, to develop that on the job or the college campus. I know this is heavy, but I want to help somebody. I want you to get out of your comfort zone if you can and just hear what is being said. One more, spiritually. Now, I'm not going to get into this heavy, but I want to just ask and pose some questions. Are you guys praying together? Like I said, I'm not trying to force or push my religion on anyone. But are you praying together? Are you taking time, and whoever that you believe, are you taking time to pray together? Because that should be a goal. Are you meditating with one another? I'm not talking about doing the chanting. I'm talking about meditating, turning the TV off, turning the phones off, putting them to the side, silencing the phones, and really spending that time meditating with one another, making sure their mind is clear. Like for me, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian believer. So I serve my God in the best way, and I try to be the best example that I can be. We all can do better. I can do better. You can do better. But I do my best to set the tone of my house, right? I try to read. I try to bring things to my wife, to my son, that's going to help them spiritually so they can advance in that area amongst other areas. Okay. Because your child doesn't just need education or sneakers and all that stuff. That's great stuff, wonderful things to be developed. But your spiritual man, spiritual person, if you want to call it, has to be developed as well. Like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. But your family, this is my point. I said all of this financially, emotionally, relationally, spiritually. Your family should be your heart and soul. Your family, let me say it again, your family should be your heart and your soul. So that means your decisions, your decisiveness, your choices, your attitudes, your well-being, your health, your longevity, and your purpose should always be at the forefront of your families for you. It should be at your forefront of your mind. Focused, family focus, family focus. And I want to give you 3 things that I believe that would be helpful, right? To be helpful on how to focus more on your family and what they need. If you got pen and paper, I want you to put this down. We're almost done. But I want you to share this with someone. I want you to share this with someone so that you will get what you need for today. Give me 1 second. I have a little issue here. Give me 1 second, everyone. There we go. Had a little spit with the internet. All right. Give me 1 second here. Had a little technical difficulties. There we go. We're back. I apologize. All right. First thing is we have to maintain the family focus mindset. We have to maintain the family focus mindset. Where is your mind? Say it again. Where is your mind? Where is your family's mind? What are you thinking about? Where do you want to go? What are the goals, the values, the principles that has to be in your mindset to be able to share that with your family? Again, every individual has a different way of thinking, but overall, the mindset of the family should be the same, even if it's produced a different way, if it's acted out in a different way. The mindset has to be the forefront of the family dynamic. You got to be able to do this together. I don't care how young your child is, how old your child is. Okay. It is very, very important that you see that. Okay. You got to maintain the family focused mindset. Okay. You have to, and the next one is you have to limit wasteful time. You got to remove that, right? Now, what is that? That's gossiping. That's being mad and upset with one another. That's screaming at the top of your lungs to try to get your point across, making these assumptions that come out of the woodworks, right? Or making assumptions because you don't understand or you're not trying to understand, or there is a communication block. You want to be very, very careful with that, right? And it's very important because sometimes you got to have those uncomfortable talks, those real and raw, uncomfortable talks. Because when you have these real and uncomfortable talks, then you won't have time for gossip. You won't have time for yelling and screaming. You won't have time for those particular things, right? You continue to build character and integrity in your family. That's important. That's very important. Very, very important. No matter what's going on in your home, I'm trying to just give me a couple more minutes and we're done. No matter what goes on in your home, everybody has to work toward being comfortable enough to express themselves without judgment. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Being open enough to be taught what is right, not just in a religious standpoint, right? But on a holistic standpoint, relationships in school and on the job and people in the community with parents and children. It is important to do those things. Important. Each member is different. Again, each member is different, but you have to learn from one another to make the family better. You got to be able to do that. And in my closing, I want to let you know that being focused on your family is one of the most integral, important pieces of your life. No matter what anybody will tell you, that's what it is. You got to be family focused. So I want to say this to you. If you have been trying, or you feel like you're struggling with family being focused, for your family to grow, for your family to get to that next level that you need to get to, and you're trying to figure out how am I going to get there, and you're trying, doing this and you're doing that, and it hasn't worked, let me help you. Let me be that person that's going to help you. I want you to go and click on the link on one of my social media pages, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or even TikTok. I want you to click on the link, and I want you to sign up for your free 30-minute consultation call. And I will do my best to see what my program, which is called the Family Reconnection Program, to help you in any way possible. Listen, thank you so much for spending time with me. I really, really appreciate it. Listen, check me out next week for a new topic, new information for you and your family to grow. This is Speak Out Loud Radio. If you want to get in contact with me, please go to my social media outlets, and please don't hesitate. Don't be embarrassed. Let me say this too. Don't be embarrassed, because all you have to do is just take a step. If you take a step in the right direction for you and your family, I guarantee you there will be better results because you took time. And that means that you are focused on your family. Until then, I want you to have a wonderful